Hi, and welcome to episode 17 of Yarn Hellions. I'm Sarah Flynn, and I'm a yarn dyer, and this is Christine Parker, and she is a designer, and we're going to tell you about all the stuff we've been working on, and we're so excited you could join us today.
We have, we're doing a newbie designer highlight, so we each have a cool new indie designer to tell you about some cool patterns. So we're excited about that. I'm really excited to hear about yours, Sarah, your designer that you picked. So it's been a rough couple of weeks for me since our last episode. Actually, the day our last episode aired, we had to put my little dog Bindi to sleep. I didn't think I was going to cry, but I might. She was acting weird all day on Friday and started having seizures in the middle of the night. So we took her to the emergency vet on the west side in Brook Park in Cleveland. And she had like 6 seizures in the car on the way there. And when we got there, she was practically non-responsive. So we just decided to put her down. And
oh, it's so hard.
It's so hard. It really, I mean, you know, we do this with pets because the joy of having their little furry bodies in our lives is just, I mean, that part is the best. But then when you have to say goodbye, it's just the worst. It's so, oh my God, it super sucks. And yet, you know, my husband Dev and I were like, okay, we want another one. Like, let's do it again. So we've been searching for a Boston Terrier to rescue. So we'll wait and see what happens with doggy stuff. But yeah, I wanted to show too. So MedVet the emergency vet on the west side did such a nice job. They gave us this beautiful, this beautiful engraved box with her ashes, and inside is they gave us like a paw print and a clipping of her fur, and so having this has just been so nice. So if you're in Cleveland and you need an emergency vet, God forbid, the emergency MedVet on the west side in Brook Park is awesome. They were so kind, so nice, so patient. Just really, it was as shitty of an experience as it was really a good experience, if that makes sense. So that's what I've been up to. I've been in mourning for 2 weeks. Yeah. I got a tattoo too of Bindi. Have you seen it?
I saw it on the Instagram.
You guys won't be able to see, but there's a picture on my Instagram. I got my little dog Bindi's face tattooed on me. I think it was so funny, like going back afterwards and watching our last episode, like I was yelling at Bindi in the episode. And then, you know, she just was so fast. Yeah, anyway, sorry guys, that was a Debbie Downer, but like, you know, I know that we have people who watch who are pet lovers, and I know you guys get it. Sucks. What have you been up to, Sarah?
I had a dog at MedVet too. Dexter had a surgery consultation, and I had an excellent experience there as well. And they gave me lots of options. And for now, we're not going to do surgery on his mass. It's not causing him anything else, you know, it's not causing him weakness or pain or anything. So she said, let's just keep an eye on it, not do surgery for now after I looked at everything. And so just going to take him back and see how fast it grows. And I'd rather not put him through surgery if I don't have to.
Same.
So, yeah.
That's how I don't know. Like for people, it's one thing. Like if you can, you know, do aggressive chemo and save them, and then they've got, you know, the many years ahead of them. But often, even if you're able to control the tumor in like a 10 or 12-year-old dog, like they may or may not have many more years yet. Yeah.
And then you can't explain like how awful you're going to feel. Yeah. So
Well, okay, so that was the Debbie Downer portion of our episode. We do have fun stuff to talk about.
I have been prepping for the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival, which is called that because it's knitting and crochet and quilting. So
cool.
I always call it Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet, which is I think people call it just like for quick. But that's August 12th through 14th, which in my mind seems really far away.
That's so far
away. It is not. When you're like, oh, I need to have yarn to sell there. It's not. So been dyeing, and then my day off is Tuesday, gonna dye all day that day with my brother, and then probably one next weekend full day of dyeing, and then lots of twisting. And but I'm kind of excited. I got an Airbnb and can explore Pittsburgh a little. And it's a strange one. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday instead of normally most shows are Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. So it's good and bad because I have to take more vacation time from work, but good in that, hopefully over 3 days I'll get to meet a lot of people. Yeah. I know a few people from doing a chunk show there before, and hoping I see some familiar faces. So stop by if you're near Pittsburgh.
It's a bigger show too, isn't it?
I think it is. So it was my first time, and I know Mandy is going to be there.
Oh, cool!
Free Spirit Fibers, and I'm sure I'll know other vendors, but I haven't looked at the list yet.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Yeah, middle of August is not that far away. Today, while we're recording, today's August 1st. The episode comes out on the 6th, I think. And that's like one more week until August is half over. Oh my God, you guys. I'm excited for the middle of August too, because Devin and I ordered a Glowforge. Do you know what this is?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Glowforge, it's basically like a fancy laser cutter and engraver. So it had a Kickstarter a couple years ago and was like, it raised, I think it was like the most raised money for a Kickstarter campaign ever.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So we got it because we want to make, Devin likes to fiddle with, he likes to make stuff. He's an engineer and he likes to make, if something breaks, he wants to like make parts for it. I'm like, can't we just like go to Harbor Freight or like Lowe's and just get the part? And he's like, no, I'll just make it. I'm like, oh my God. And I want to make, for my shop, I want to sell stitch markers. I want to make like really cute acrylic, stitch markers, and like, those gauge rulers where it'll have like a square in the middle, and you can measure your gauge, and then all around the edges are the point, like for your knitting needles to check the knitting needle size. I want to make those.
That'll be cool.
And I'm sure those I have like on my radar, things I want to make for sure. And then I'm sure as we get to know our new machine and figure out what it can do, we'll come up with all kinds of fun stuff to
That'll be really
make.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. So that's coming in the middle of August sometime. It hasn't shipped yet. But yeah, I'll have lots of stuff to show you guys. That'll be super fun. Hi Tumor. That's the other thing, that has been going on. These past couple weeks have been just really weird. So I have had a tumor in my thigh for like a year and a half, maybe. So I went. It's like just a fatty, benign tumor. But I went to last week. I went to consult with a surgeon about it because I want to get it removed, and it didn't bother me for like up until like a couple months ago. Like it was just this lump in my thigh, and my doctor was like, "Oh, it's just a lipoma. Like it's no big deal. It's not cancerous or whatever." So I was like, "Okay, cool. Like if I don't have to have surgery, if it's not bothering me, fine. Like, great, I won't have surgery." Well, in the last couple months, it started hurting. So I consulted. I went to have a consult with the surgeon, and he's like, "Oh, actually, this is not a regular lipoma. This one's way deeper." So it's like this lump in my thigh, like in the muscle fibers or whatever. So it's still like not dangerous, but surgery is going to be more complicated because it's deeper, you know, so that will be fun. So I have an MRI scheduled in a couple of weeks to see like what they're dealing with essentially. So I'll be having surgery soon. I don't know when, but yeah. From what I have learned from my panic Googling of symptoms of these tumors, they're rare, but they're like still pretty routine. And like, you know, and surgery is like a little bit more complicated because it can be like in the muscle fibers and it might be touching bone or tendon or whatever, blood vessels. But it sounds like people will make a full recovery. So great. Let's talk about yarn now.
Okay.
Okay. So this episode we each picked an indie designer and a couple of patterns of theirs to show you. You want to go first?
I do.
Okay.
So my indie designer, who is new to me, is Iris H. On Instagram, she's at Hook and Light and spelled out. And I got a few pictures here. First,
shoot.
I know. I saw this. I'm like, okay, maybe this is coming up. So,
awesome.
Falling Leaves sweater. I know. Like, look at the detail on that.
Yeah.
I'm in love with it.
Looks like it's worsted weight.
It might be. I didn't take a shot of it, so I should have. Next one is the Elven socks.
Those are pretty too.
I know. Let's see if I can get.
We'll have links if you can't see the pictures. Sorry, we'll have links for everything in the show notes.
And they have such like a pretty. They're so like open. So I love that. And then
do you think you'll make those?
I bookmarked them, so we'll see. And then what was this one? This one, she had a few tank tops and they were kind of plain or like little bralettes, but this one I thought it is. It's the seashell top. So you can see
lots of texture in her designs.
Yeah. So I really, really like that.
Cute.
So yeah.
And
her name is Iris H and it's at Hook and Light.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
I found Emily Russell. She is at m.knits on Instagram and then made by mknits on Etsy. And the pattern that caught my eye was this awesome rainbow hat. So it's a worsted weight pattern and it's a paid pattern. She's got them on Ravelry and Etsy. And it's just like a simple stockinette pattern with this like color dipped rainbow on the crown. So I love that. And then I bookmarked all these patterns too because I'm like, oh my God, I gotta make these. And then one of the other ones was the Pelican watch cap. And it's got, I don't know what the brim is,
like
but
a
it's
half
like
seed stitch.
Yeah, or like, I don't know if that's
seed.
Like that fisherman's rib. Is that a thing? In the ribbed brim.
Yeah.
This one's also worsted weight. Yeah, just nice, like a nice simple watch cap. And then, how cute are these? A trio of, I think she called them a prickle of cacti. So there's like these 3 different cactus things you can knit. And in her Etsy shop, she has kits that come with all the stuff that you need. Oops, a stupid light. All the stuff that you need to knit these 3 little cactus. So you get the yarn, the poofy polyester filling, and then the little pots to put them in. So then all you need is the, your knitting needles and scissors and whatever notions you need. Those are like $26 on her Etsy shop. So I'm about to knit that rainbow cap ASAP. Yeah. Super cute.
Is it gradient or is it minis?
You know, I don't know. I think it's just like scraps.
Okay.
It looks like it's just enough to make, you know, just a little bits of scraps. I don't think minis, I mean, you could make it with minis.
Yeah. Most of the minis are kind of rare.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I think it's just scraps.
Okay.
Which is, I'm always like after patterns, you know, looking for stuff to, how am I going to use up these little pieces that are, you know, it's too small or it's too much to like just throw away, but it's still only a couple of yards. What do you do with it? So yeah, I would knit that. I already forgot what it's called. That one's the rainbow dip hat. And all her patterns are $5 on Etsy or Ravelry. Do you have yarn to show us?
I do. I have yarn that you've seen before, but not twisted up. So I want to show the Yarn Discovery Tour colorway. I delivered to Around the Table yesterday, and they decided they wanted it to be called YDT 2021 Electric Reboot.
Ooh.
So, and I had 4 extra because I had done a batch of 6 for you to do your sample. I wanted to do one, so I asked if I could keep 2. So these are mine, and then they're gonna have 2 for like a giveaway.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. So those are done. So in September, we'll remind you guys. So if you want to get the special colorway, there's 24 DK and 24 superwash sock.
And that's just at Around the Table Yarns, but they do ship.
They do, definitely. And then I have 2 new colors, which I'm not sure if we'll get on the site before Pittsburgh, but definitely will be at Pittsburgh and after. So first one is a sparkle color. Ooh. And I just named these this morning, so I have to check because I'm going to forget. This one I just called Dreamy just because I really like it.
Ooh, it is dreamy.
It's at like a little bit of everything. So there's like lavender, a little darker purple, like almost like, I don't know what red you would call that. Like
a brick maybe? Or
maroon maybe. Yeah. A little bit of green. So
some navy in there.
Yeah.
Fuchsia.
It's got a lot going on, and hopefully you can see some of the sparkle too. But
I like it.
Yeah. So it turned out nice. And then for my green lovers out there.
That's me.
Yes. And what did I call this? Mint Frost. So, yeah. So mint with just like little hints of blue. So.
There's like a bunch of different greens in there. There's like turquoise and there's like a olivey kind of green. That's so pretty.
And this is just the regular Entice Superwash sock, which is 80/20. So yeah, working on new colors.
And you said those will be at the
They'll
Pittsburgh
definitely
shop?
be at Pittsburgh. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a shop update before then, because then with the way my shop is, you have to tell it where you're selling from. It's very bizarre, so I can't like have my shop and be selling somewhere else. So I have to like move them over to like
weird.
You know, to be able to sell like at a different point. So, and I don't want something to sell on the website and sell at the show. So, you know, it works anyway, but, so I probably, won't have a shop update before then, because it's sneaking up on me. So those will be available at the show and after. And that's, and I was going to say, if you visit my booth in Pittsburgh, I wanted to have a little code. So if you come in I'm going to be the only one working the booth. Sometimes they'll have people that like relieve me for lunch, but I'm not bringing anyone to work with me. So if you come in and say the word Hellions, you'll get 10% off your order.
Nice.
Yeah, I figured I haven't done that before, so I wanted to see. Yeah.
Just for our Yarn Hellions fans.
Yeah. I know 1 or 2 people had said they were planning on going, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What do I have going on? So like, I remember, I mean, we talked about this in the last episode, how summer has just been like really slow, and I feel like I'm in like the trough portion of the roller coaster of life right now. And I mean, after Bindi died, like that, like basically all creative endeavors shut down. But I do have the August pin and sticker for the the Kick-Ass Flare Club. You haven't seen these yet.
No.
So here's the sticker. And these are for my Patreon pin club, pin and sticker club. It's the sticker and the pin. I have no idea if these are like blurry or not. So sorry, guys. I want to be better about putting this stuff on Instagram, because that's another thing that's slowed way down is our Instagram feed. It's so hard to like even my own Instagram, I like struggle with keeping that up to date.
It's extra work,
yeah.
you know?
And then like, I'll be like, okay, I need to post on Yarn Hellions. And I'm like, I just totally blank. I can never think of what to post. But
it's hard unless we like plan it out ahead. It's tough.
So I'll try real hard to share a picture of those pins on Instagram for you. So those are for August. So if you join the club or if you're already a member for August, you'll get either one of those. And there's 3 different tiers. You can get either the sticker only, the pin only, or you can get both. And then I think by the time this episode comes out, we're going to be voting on the next for September's design. So if you're a member, go check that out. Last episode, I know I talked about having a merch update. I have a bunch of new designs that I'm trying to format for t-shirts and get new stickers and a bunch of other stuff, mugs and whatever. And I've slowed. It's so hard. So I'm struggling. I'm thinking maybe in my head, I was like, oh, I'll just, set it for the middle of August. Well, that's like, we're practically there already. So it's not going to happen in August, but maybe, sometime in September. That's the goal. And then, so the Cleveland Shale Shawl is coming out in September. So that pattern is done. So I'm hoping to do my next pattern, which is going to be this. I've shown it before. It's this waffle stitch crochet blankie. That'll be a free pattern. It is big. It's really thick. Something about the waffle stitch.
It makes it
it's real squishy. So I'm going to try to finish this up and then get that pattern going, because I really want to branch out into crochet design too. Yeah, because that's, the market for knitting patterns is so saturated, and there's room for crochet, for crochet designs. Plus, it's faster and it's fun, and I like to do it. And I know you guys crochet too, so this will be the next one. Maybe September, maybe October. I don't know. We'll see, you guys. I'm trying.
There's no rush.
So that's the pattern. I talked about the merch. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You mean you don't want it on your lap in the middle of August? And then, I don't know, do you have any other
That was all of my new
updates?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Then I want to talk about the knitting that we've been doing.
Good. I think you should go first.
Okay.
You have a finished object.
I do have a finished object. I'm wearing it. It's a sweater. I finally finished my sweater. I don't know how it happened, because this is the So Faded sweater by Andrea Mowry that I started in October of 2019. And then I did the body really fast, and I got to right here on the sleeves, and I was like, this sucks. This is so boring. Sleeves are terrible. And I put it away for a year and a half. And then in May this year, I don't know, something clicked in my brain, and I was like, I want to work on my sweater. And then the past couple months, I just got it. I just did it. I finished for some reason I was motivated again, and
it's awesome.
Got the sleeves finished.
The color choice is
thanks.
And you can't see, but there's sparkle up here and then on the sleeve.
A little bit of sparkle yarn.
Fun.
So yeah, I finished this. I blocked it last night, and it took me once I finished the sleeves, it took me a week and a half just to do 8 rows of the collar.
Well, you had to pick it up, didn't you? Did you have to pick up?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
that takes a while.
You have to pick up the stitches around the collar, and then it was just 8 rows of ribbing and the bind off, and it took me. I was like, I don't know why it was so hard, but then I was like, I want to wear it for our next episode, and that helped motivate me. And do you know, it actually fits me. Like, I am shocked.
It does. It fits just great.
Because, you know, I don't really believe in gauge, but this might change my opinion a little bit. Because I matched gauge and it fits. So I'm like excited to knit more sweaters.
Would you have any on deck or just?
I do have one on deck. I want to make the beauty school sweater.
Before. It's so cool.
By Poison Girls. It's like a little cropped retro sweater. It's just simple, just stockinette. And there was a pre-order a couple months ago during Pride Month for Ken Yarn was doing this pre-order fundraiser for, it's called Ally as Fuck. So this is the yarn. I got 4 skeins of this
so pretty
pink yarn to do the beauty school sweater. But I have to swatch for it. And I'm like, that sucks. That's boring. I don't want to swatch. So, but this is done. It's sweater time. It's going to be cool enough soon, presumably, to wear sweaters again. So I think once the weather starts to change, I'm going to be like, ooh, I need to be cozy and, you know,
cast on
knit some sweaters. Yeah. By the way, if you don't follow Ken Yarn on Instagram, you should do that. He's lovely. He makes awesome yarn. He's just a nice, kind person. Yeah. What are you knitting?
Oh my gosh. It doesn't look super exciting, but I'm excited. Is my polar bear. I started stuffing him.
Aww. Oh, he's big.
I know. He's going to be big because he's kind of like a big tube. So I actually have to stuff it. Kind of like stretched out a little bit. So I just started decreasing for his nose. So this is like his little butt. And then I have little spots for his legs. And then his ears are up here. And then like his little nose is going to be up here. So it's kind of just looks like a earthworm right now.
Yeah. So do you stuff as you knit?
Yeah. You waited till you were like up here and then you stuffed it. And actually it's kind of hard to like knit it now because it's like out here. But yeah, you finish this and then I'm kind of interested. I didn't really look ahead, but you use double pointed needles to add the extremities on. So I'm not sure how you build up from that, but I'm going to figure it out.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So he's coming along.
It's really fun watching his growth progress.
Yeah, before he was just a little teeny butt.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was fun. So I worked a lot on that one. And that's Sleepy Polar Bear by Susan B. Anderson. I'm using Cascade 220. And oh my gosh, this is exciting, is my bulky sweater, which I have to figure out which way it is.
That is going to be so cute.
I'm so excited. So I got down, it's just going to be like a loose, like kind of cardigan. So this is the Kinnikin Cardigan by Tara Lynn Morrison. And I got down and did the ribbing on the bottom. So it fits really cute. So now
squish it?
You can.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's really
and it's
squishy.
a 19, so it goes really fast. And I added like 10 more rows or something because it was like cropped. And I have a long torso anyway, so I buy tall t-shirts. So I was going to add, even if it wasn't cropped, I was still going to add some. And then you held double for the collar, and I kind of liked like the structure of it. And then the bottom, they didn't have you do that, and it looked kind of like floppy and weird. So I went back and after like 2 rows, and I went and did it double. So I like that. Yeah, it just feels like more substantial to me.
Oh yeah.
So now the issue is doing sleeves on a 19, which Christine, I was telling her about it and didn't think about magic loop. So I was like, how do I do this? So actually it's more than, I don't know why it was saying 8 stitches. Maybe I was reading some other part. So I did get some short circulars, but I could also do magic loop if I had to. So yeah, that's
when I was complaining about how boring sleeves are, because I knit my sleeves on this, I knit them magic loop, and I was like, this is torture. So my friends on Discord recommended like either the 16, or you might even be able to do 9-inch circular needles. But like a hat, like 16s are for like the hat.
Yeah.
I was too far into my sleeve that a 16 wasn't. It was too long, yeah. So I just did magic loop all the way through, but I'm going to try that the next time. So that might work if you have 19, like a 16-inch needle.
Yeah.
For, let me think. Yeah, 16-inch needle for those big, chubby size 19. Oh my God, so cute.
It's adorable.
Does it have long sleeves or just like little short?
I think they are 3/4.
Okay.
So I might keep them at that. Normally, yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to get down to 3/4 and kind of see how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just because it's kind of like a little toss on kind of over something else, I don't think it needs to be like, it's not going to be like, especially like warm or covering. It's just like a little throw on one. So yeah, I think I'll do 3/4.
So cute.
Yay. So that's all my knitting.
Oh, excuse me. My stomach just growled. Shall we chat books?
Yes, please.
Tell me what you've been reading.
Oh my gosh. So I had prepped at work. I'm doing little short like book talks with my friend Dawn. And we had a YA one coming up, and I was going to have a guest person come in, and they canceled. So that got postponed. But I read a ton of YA, which was awesome. So I tried, it was really hard to narrow down the ones to share with you, but I'll have some backups. Sometimes when a show is coming up, I'm like, I don't have anything to share. So I'm going to save some of the good ones that I can share later. But had so much fun reading YA. And I did a lot of like YA fantasy, but hadn't really branched out. So I wanted to do all sorts of ones. So I did a few murder YA books. One is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. And it's coming out as a show, of course, on Peacock, which another streaming service, but I saw a preview for it. I'm like, this is the book I just read. Anyway, set in high school. There's a kid who's allergic to peanuts, and someone slips some peanut oil into his drink in detention, and he dies.
Oh no.
So the problem is he wrote a gossip column, like gossip blog at school. So he had upset lots of people, and also had drafts coming up of like exposés on different students, like high profile athletes, all these different things. So they start to kind of suspect, all of these people who, these things might have come out about. So there's a lot going on with like all the different like personalities of the school. So it was fun. I was really impressed with it.
It never even occurred to me that there's YA murder mystery.
Yeah.
Who does the investigating in this story? Is it other students?
The police.
It's the police.
Yeah, the police. So
interesting.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that one. Another one, which I like, rom-com, same with adult. I just started kind of reading adult romance rom-com. This was adorable. Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. And of course, the cover is just so super sweet. They are their families own rival sandwich shops, and both kids run the social media and start having like a Twitter spat and don't know that they go to the same school, but don't know that it's the other one. So it's a little Romeo and Juliet with like the two competing families. And it's a little You've Got Mail with not knowing. There's like a Facebook for the school, and they only are identified by like animal names. So they're kind of friends on that and don't know it's the other one. So they're like close, but they don't know it's the one that they're mad at. It's just I mean, there's nothing wrong with this book.
Really
it's
cute.
just super sweet.
You mentioned Romeo and Juliet, and isn't You've Got Mail? I feel like wasn't that based off of like a famous, like a Shakespeare play? So, I don't know. I'm very well am making that up, but I feel like it's like that format of, like the You've Got Mail, where it's in that book, Tweet Cute, where they're like rivals, but they don't realize that the other is the rival. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel
it sounds like a Shakespeare. I'm not great with like the comedies. I don't know them as well. So if anyone knows, tell me.
It just seems like that's a frequently done. I don't know if I call it a trope, but it's like that format.
Mixed up identities or secret identity. So
that one sounds really cute.
Or it is almost like enemies to lovers too, but so cute. So I can't even say enough about this book. I even was texting you while I was reading this because it is the most adorable book.
She's speechless.
I really am. So I did the audio, and the person who read this was perfection.
Wait, tell us the...
I am sorry. I am already just ahead of myself. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Yeah. And look at this like little illustration of the little couple. So British narration, and their voices are so well done. Sometimes I don't like it when they do both like the male and the female voice. Super cute, super well done in this book. So she, the lead, is a web designer, and she also has chronic pain, which I thought was interesting for a romance. And he's a maintenance guy, but he's also trying to like break into painting, and they just kind of rub each other the wrong way. And it's just lovely. So the best thing about it, her family's super quirky, and there's 2 other books, one about each sister. So I'm actually actively trying not to do it because I'm trying to get other like things read for the shows that are coming up. So but they're like right on the top of my list because her sisters were adorable. So just I can't say enough. It was like Luke was a little bit steamy too. Great characters, great love story, cute like inside kind of quirky jokes, and
that book's been on my list for probably like years, and I just, you just never get around to stuff. But now I'm like, oh my God, I gotta read this.
Just do it. And did you say you read one of her other ones?
I have read another book by that author. I think I read, so I read The Princess Trap by that same author, Talia Hibbert. And it was, just really funny and just delightful and great banter and steamy sex scenes and good chemistry between the characters. Yeah, so I will move that to the top of my TBR. That one sounds really fun.
It's so great. So those are my books, but I enjoyed all of them. Any are a good pick.
So I read. I'm like, I just need easy. My doggy died. I'm like, everything is shit right now. I need easy books. So for July, we read, in my Discord server, there's like a monthly book club, and we read The Invisible Life of Addie Larue, which Sarah loves.
I did.
And we chatted about that in one of the other episodes. So I'm not going to go over like the plot much, but it was excellent. It's like a fantasy in which the heroine is like immortal, but no one can see. They can see her, but they don't remember her. As soon as she's like out the door, they lose memory of her. So it's like all about her life trying to like interact with people and be remembered and whatever. So
it is like heartbreaking because she'll meet someone or spend the night with them, and like the next morning the guy's like, oh, hey. Like,
who are you? Why is there a stranger in my bed? I must have drank way more than I meant to. Or
and she can't leave like written.
Yeah. So I liked this book a lot up until my dog died. And then after my dog died, I was like, I had like 25% of the book left. And I'm like reading it. I'm like,
it's a little.
You think you have problems, lady? Like, my dog is dead. And then I got mad at the characters, but it is a really good book and really beautiful. I love my beautiful writing, really beautiful sentences, and it was a good story. I don't remember which episode it was that we talked about it, but it was, I feel like, pretty early.
It was, yeah. It was earlier.
So if you want to know more about that book, you can go find our past episode. And then you'll like this one, Sarah. In fact, I thought about you the whole time I was reading this book. So it's called The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. This book is so fucking delightful. It is... Oh my God, have you read it?
No, but I want to. I just saw your notes about it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, just look at the cover, how cute that is.
I mean...
Some, you know how they're like, oh, don't judge a book by a cover, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure like I'll look like I'm gonna like this book. So it is, it's a historical romance with a little bit of fantasy, and it's about lady pirates who are members of the Wisteria Society, the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. And they are lady pirates who commandeer flying houses. They don't mention that in the in the book blurb. So like when you're like 2 chapters in and the houses are flying, like they're just, they call it a wheel room, which is like it's like a parlor, but it's got a big steering wheel so they can fly these houses. And you're like, is this really happening? Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. How does this work? But it is so funny. Like, and you're just like, okay, this book is hilarious and silly and it's sexy. There's those like sexy parts. And so you're like, okay, I'll buy into this. Like what do they call that? Suspended belief or whatever. And yeah, so it's just, I mean, they're like shooting each other. You just get it. It's just hilarious and delightful. And
all of these things that.
Yeah, I know, right? Checks all your catnip boxes. Yep. So yeah,
awesome.
Go read it if you just need something silly and
always
just like a mindless beach read to like tune out. Yeah, so there was that. And then another one same thing that I read that was just like silly and interesting, Ungovernable by Therese Oneill. This one is The Victorian Parent's Guide to Raising Flawless Children. So I've talked about her before. Therese Oneill also wrote Unmentionable, which is like a lady's guide to sex and manners in the Victorian era, which is hilarious and full of really interesting tidbits and information. So this is her second book. It's about raising kids and like childcare in the Victorian era and how totally fucked up it was. How, there was, like your baby is fussy, give it some heroin. Like, don't let the baby eat the wallpaper because there's arsenic in it. Like, all these crazy things. And there's a lot about like Victorian gender roles and like femininity and what women are expected to do and how to raise like a manly boy who's not too big of a wuss. And like, the trick is to beat him.
Oh my God.
So this is, I think, especially funny if you have children or know children or are raising children or have been around children. Because it's like written as the author is like speaking to, like you're a modern woman, but somehow you get transplanted into Victorian society and now you've got to raise a kid. So it's like a advice guide.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I'm trying to think, what era is it have you seen those where it's like a cage that comes out of like the window, like in an apartment building, and like the kid would like sit out in it? You're like, what?
I just saw something, I don't know if it was on Reddit or something that was going around on the internet where like in the back seat of a car, there was like a mesh hammock and you put your baby in the hammock in the 50s or 60s or whatever to like, because then they're not just like bouncing all around the car. They're contained in a hammock. Like somehow that was deemed safer than whatever, sitting on somebody's lap. I don't know. So yeah, lots of fun reading. Right now I'm reading, I just started the Kay Scarpetta series by Patricia Cornwall.
Yes.
The first book is called Postmortem. Have you read?
Yeah, I think so, but it's been a long time.
Yeah. The first book was written in 1990, so they're talking about the computers in that book, and they're like, oh yeah, the floppy diskette. We got to format the floppy diskette to go in the IBM compatible personal computer. I'm like, this language is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll report back on that, but it's like really highly forensic detail. She's the character Case Scarpetta is what is it when they do the forensic pathologist? She's the one who does the autopsies on like crime victims. So we'll see. I'm excited for that series. I'm like almost done with the Anna Pigeon series by,
Oh my gosh.
what's her face?
Nevada Bar.
Thank you. And I'm like, I have to stop reading these because I don't want to
Not have any
use
more.
all of them up and then not have any more. I think I
Feel
have
about
like
Talia Hibbert. I'm like,
6 left. I know.
2 more sisters.
It sucks when you run out. I'm like, write faster, authors. Get with the program. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. We appreciate all your art, and God knows that it's so hard to be creative, like rapid fire. I hope people aren't like, Christine, get your patterns faster. Like, what are you doing? Why does it take you a year to write a pattern?
That's not true. You've released a lot.
It doesn't take me a year to write a pattern if I have a deadline and I'm like accountable to someone else. Like the Cleveland shale shawl I did in 6 weeks. I did that fast. But yeah, everything else when I'm like left to my own devices takes me forever. I don't know. Whatever, you guys. I know, I appreciate that all of you are here and you're so patient. And that you hang out with us, even when we talk about our dead dogs a lot. Well, anything else?
No.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Next time we're talking about indie dyers.
Thank you. Yeah. Episode 18 will be about indie dyers, yarn dyers. That'll be August 20th, Friday, August 20th. And in the meantime, come hang out with us. Well, come hang out with Sarah at the Pittsburgh show. And that's it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.